Let's start with something we don't want to hear. The Guru is the first lie, not the second, not the third, but the first. Because before any teaching, before any practice, before any book or mantra or retreat, someone told us we needed help. Someone told us we were broken. Someone told us we were asleep and only they could wake us up. And we believed it. That belief is the original wound. We think the Guru is a solution, a ladder, a bridge from confusion to clarity. But look closely. The Guru is the one who invents the distance, then sells us the map, then stands at the finish line with the certificate we will never receive. Because there is no finish line. There is only reality, and reality does not need a middleman. We need to be very clear here. I am not saying gurus are bad people. I am not attacking any person. I am only attacking the structure, the lie, the assumption that someone outside us knows something we do not. That assumption is poison. Why? Because reality is not hidden. It is not secret. It is not locked in a cave in the Himalayas, guarded by a man in orange robes who only speaks after 30 years of silence and things like that. Reality is right here, right now, before the next breath, before the next thought, before the word Guru even finishes echoing in our skull. We are already standing in reality. We have never left it. So who exactly are we supposed to follow? You see, here is what the Guru sells: a path, a method, a set of steps. Do this, don't do that, meditate on this, chant that, purify your energy, open your third eye, become silent, become aware, become enlightened, and so on and so on and so on. But listen to me carefully. A noise trying to follow a method to reach silence will only make more noise. Why are we not looking at something that is right in front of our eyes? A shadow trying to reach light will never find light. And you see, a path implies distance. Distance implies separation. Separation implies we are not already what we seek. And that is the lie. Because you are what you seek. There is no distance. There is no separation. There is only reality aware of itself, and you are that. Not will be, not can be, but you are that. And sometimes we can't help falling in traps because we are too busy looking at surface level stuffs. So the moment someone says, follow me, they have already drawn a line between you and yourself. They have already created a problem that did not exist. They have already turned a non-issue into a career. And we pay for it with money, with time, with devotion, with our lives. We think the Guru is humble. But look at the structure. The Guru sits on a higher seat. The Guru speaks from a podium. The Guru has students, disciples, followers, and all the blah 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 stuff. The Guru is the one who knows, and we are the one who do not know. That is not humility. That is hierarchy disguised as spirituality. And the mind loves hierarchy. The mind loves someone to follow. Because following means we do not have to stop. We do not have to sit alone. We do not have to face the terrifying simplicity of reality. Reality has no steps, no stages, no levels, no initiation, no secret, no transmission. Nothing to achieve, nothing to become, nothing to understand. Look at this thing. Non-duality means there is no two. The Sanskrit word Advaita means there is no two. So who is following whom? Who is understanding what? Why are we all so blind to all these things? There is only reality. There is nothing else apart from it. All the things that seems to appear are appearance on the reality, nothing else. There is literally nothing to become, achieve or attain or understand, because attaining means there is someone doing something. Achieving means there is something achieving something. Understanding means there is someone who do not understand now understands about something. That still implies two. That is duality, that is not non-duality at all. And the mind hates that. Because the mind wants a project, a journey, a before and after. The Guru gives the mind exactly what it wants. What it wants, a story, a purpose, a reason to keep seeking. But seeking is the trap. A woman trying to become woman is only fooling herself. Seeking is the noise. Seeking is the mind running in circles, calling it progress. We tell ourselves, but the Guru helps me. The Guru points me towards silence. The Guru reminds me of what I already am. Now does he? Or does he just give you a new identity? The identity of a seeker. A true Guru will point you back to yourself, because it is you who have to walk the path, not the Guru. So what does the Gurus do? They give you a new identity of seeker, the identity of a disciple, the identity of someone on the path, someone special, someone who is doing the real work while the world sleeps. That is not freedom. That is a costume. Silence does not need a pointer. Silence is your very nature. You do not learn silence from someone else. You just stop making noise. That is all. No technique, no transmission, no blessing from a man on a chair. You sit, shut up your mind, the body settles, the thoughts run out of steam, and what remains? Silence. Ordinary, unimpressive, no firework, no bliss, no cosmic orgasm and all the blah 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 stuff. Just silence. And that is the actual reality. And the reality is self-aware of itself. I'm not lying. Please turn your mind within and figure it out for yourself. And the Guru cannot sell that, because you can do it for free in your own room, without a single book, without a single mantra, without a single visit to an ashram. Please don't think that I am a Guru and by following me you will understand something. Let me be very clear. I'm not against anyone. I'm only showing you the thing as it is, including me. A noise trying to follow another noise which has met silence will only make more noise. Please turn your mind within, and that is the actual game. That is why most of the Gurus must invent complexity, must invent problems. See, truth should not be complicated. If it is complicated, it's just lie pretending to be something. So they must invent chakras, kundalini, past lives, karmic deaths, energetic blockage, and all the blah 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 stuff. They all must invent a whole universe of problems that only they can solve. Because if he told you the truth, just sit, do nothing, there is nothing to get, you would walk away. You would not pay. You would not bow. You would not call him master or call her master, whatever. And their business would collapse. We don't want to hear this, because we have invested in this so much. Years of practice, thousands of dollars, hours of chanting, rituals, loyalty, identity, and all the blah 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 stuff. To hear that the Guru is a lie feels like a betrayal, like a floor disappearing. But that is exactly the point. The floor needs to disappear, because the floor was never real. It was cardboard painted to look like stone. We have been standing on a stage set, and the Guru was the set designer. When the set collapses, what remains? Not nothing, reality. The only thing that was ever there. No Guru, no disciple, no path, no destination, just this, just now. Just this simple, utterly ordinary fact of being aware. That is it. And we run from it, because it is too simple, too naked, too empty of story. Our mind, we have been conditioned to believe that we will experience something. See, let me tell you truth. Please understand. To know who you are, what experience do you need? What experience are we searching to know who we are? That's like a woman telling, I am going to become woman, but my nature is bliss. What ridiculous thing is that? If you are experiencing bliss, there is still an experiencer. That is still duality. If you are having vision, that is still duality. If you are seeing gods and goddesses, that is still duality. That's not the ultimate. We are all fooling ourselves if we think that some experience is going to come and all the blah 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 stuff. Experience may come, They are byproduct of it, but they are not the ultimate. Let me tell you something, the truth again. If you are having an experience, there is still an experiencer. There is still an experiencer, and that is still duality. It is too simple. That's why mind does not want it. We want drama. We want transformation. We want a before and after photo of our soul. And the Guru gives us that photo. But that photo is fake. It was always fake. Here is the harder truth. You see, the Guru does not just sell a lie. The Guru is the lie. Not as the person, as the role I'm talking about, as the concept. The very idea that someone outside you can give you what you already are, that's a very nonsensical thing. That idea is the original corruption. Because once you believe in the Guru, you have accepted something terrible. That you are incomplete. You have already accepted that you are incomplete. That reality is missing from you. That you need an intermediary to connect to your own self. What ridiculous thing is that? You see, I'm not turning against someone. I'm just showing you the thing as it is. But reality is not missing. It cannot be missing at all. If it is missing, it is never the reality. Why are we spending time in knowing it then? The reality is what you are before thought, before belief, before the word Guru even entered your mind. So the Guru is not a shortcut to reality. The Guru is the detour away from reality. Any method that you follow, you are only fooling yourself. Why? Because a noise following a method to reach silence will never understand silence, even if it makes the most purest form of noise. So the Guru is actually a detour from the reality, a very long, very expensive, very seductive detour. And the cruelest part is that the Guru often believes their own story. He's not malicious or bad or something like that. He's just as trapped. He also thinks he found something. He also thinks he achieved something. He also thinks he's special or they are special. But no one has ever found reality. Why are we all fooling ourselves? I'm really telling you, there is nothing to become. You are already what you seek. That's the whole truth. If you attain it, it means to say it does not exist now. Therefore, it is still not the ultimate. Reality must exist despite there is illusion or there is clarity, right? Only that is truth. So if you are attaining it, that is duality. We are all fooling ourselves. You see, the truth is that you cannot find what you have never lost. You cannot achieve what you already are. A woman cannot become a woman. She is already a woman from the day one. You cannot become what has never been absent. So we need to say something even more uncomfortable. The Guru is not just unnecessary. The Guru is an obstacle. Because as long as you are looking at the Guru, you are not looking at yourself. As long as you are listening to the Guru, you are not listening to the silence. As long as you are following the Guru, you are practicing obedience and not freedom. And obedience is the opposite of freedom. And I'm telling you again, please don't consider me as Guru. I'm not Guru, I'm just normal guy. I'm only speaking or sharing my wisdom, and that is the end of the story. Please don't think by listening to me you will get something. Nothing you will get. That's the whole truth. A noise trying to meet another noise which has met silence will only make more noise. Truth cannot be given because it was never lost from you. Freedom is not something the Guru grants. Freedom is what happens when you stop asking for permission, when you stop seeking validation, when you stop kneeling physically or psychologically to anyone who claims to know better. You know better, not because you are smart, because you are reality. And reality does not need a teacher. A rock does not need a teacher to be a rock. Water does not need a teacher to be wet. Tree does not need a philosophy to grow. Flower does not meditate 24/7 in order to become flower. But we are the only creature in this whole world who try to become something than what we already are. We are all constantly trying to become. You do not need a teacher to be what you already are. That is not arrogance, that is simply fact. So what do we do? Nothing. That is the answer that terrifies everyone. You see, we do not find a better Guru. We do not become anything. We do not become our own guru. We do not internalize the guru and carry him or her around in our head like a thing. We drop the whole structure. We sit alone in silence, not as a practice, not as a method, just because sitting is what bodies do. And silence is what happens when the mouth closes and the mind runs out of things to say. No one to follow, no one to become, no one to impress, no one to report to. Just ordinary, undeniable, utterly simple fact that you are here, aware, alive. And that awareness does not need a certificate. It does not need a lineage. It does not need a blessing. It is complete right now without a single thing to be added. But we will not believe this because we have been trained to believe it. We have been trained to look at all these things. Trained by the guru, trained by the culture, trained by our own desperate need for a story. So let me say it one more time, harder. The guru is the first lie. Please understand this. Not because the guru is evil, because the guru creates a problem that does not exist. The problem is separation. Non-duality means there is no two. Why are we constantly doing something? The more you put effort to sleep, that is precisely when you will not sleep. Similarly, the more you put effort to know the reality, that is precisely when you will not know the reality. There is no 5 steps to reality. There is no 10 steps to enlightenment, all the blah 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 stuff. See, people say we must get rid of the ego. But we are giving effort to the ego. In return, the ego is staying alive. Why are we not seeing all these things? You see, the problem is not in all these things. The problem is that we do not question all these things within ourselves. So the guru actually creates the problem of separation, the problem of ignorance, the problem of being asleep. None of those things are real. They are all concepts, stories, fictions. Reality has no problem with itself. Reality is not trying to wake up. Reality is not trying to become enlightened. Reality is just reality, unbothered, unimpressed, and complete. And you are that already now, without a single teaching, without a single transmission, without a single movement of practice. And we can't help falling in all these traps. Speaking of can't help falling in the trap, have you heard that Elvis Presley song, Can't Help Falling in Love with You? That's one of the very beautiful songs. I consider it to be the anthem of love. I'll sing the first line. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love. Let's get into the topic. I can easily deviate from one topic to another topic. That's why I have teleprompter, so that it keeps me stick to the topic. So what must one do? Stop looking, stop seeing, stop bowing, stop paying, stop believing that someone outside you knows something you do not. If a noise has to understand silence, it has to stop being noise. That's the end of the story. You understand? The truth is that there is nothing to know. There is only reality, and you are already that. All these things are reality appearing to be something. Reality appearing as tree, reality appearing as bottle, reality appearing as the guitar, and reality is appearing as this not so good voice, and things like that. So what must we all do? Sit down, shut up, let the body breathe, let thoughts come and go like clouds. Do nothing, not as a technique, just because there is literally nothing to do. And if a voice in your head says, but I need the guru to help me to sit still, that voice is lying. That voice is noise pretending it needs more noise to become silence. Silence does not need help. It just needs to be stop interfering. That's it. So ultimately, I will conclude my speech by saying that I'm not the one who is speaking. Speaking is done by this character, and therefore it is important to follow the message and not the messenger. You will understand the reality only when you turn your mind inwards, not by following anyone or anything. Thank you.